Well, I started uploading the last video. I said, "Fuck it." It's weird. Uh, it's weird actually uploading a video without procrat procra fuck procrast my pro, pro, procrastinating without procrastinating. Yeah, it's harder for me. It is at least, because every single video I have tried to make or try to record has not been videos that I wanted to make. Sorry. All y'all see is a blank screen. And the videos that I don't want to make or videos that I felt like were pushed to me to make. I won't say force because I am my own man. Like, how the fuck do I get forced into doing something I don't want to? When in reality, all I gotta say no. But still, at the end of the day, when you're, what do you call it? Not inspired, not not pushed, but influence. When you're influenced to make a decision, do things because you see other people doing it, and they're making money and succeeding, and they're trying to help you and push you to do the same thing, but at the same time, it's something that you low key don't want to do. Kind of fucks with you. But that leads to the topic of like friends. I've lost like a lot of friends in my life. That sounds so sad, but I lost a lot of friends in my life, not just in general, but well, yes, in general, but from from moving a lot too, because I used to move around a lot, and I had to switch schools a lot. And when I moved down here with my father, um, it was the first time where it was a really stable environment where I wasn't moving as much. I was still going to the same school, seeing the same people until till one point where we were homeless, but it's not really our fault. But that's a different. I can make a video on that about, I guess, how crazy life is, like a little story time video, but not right now. But moving here was really like the most stable my life gotten until I hit the age of 18 and summer came along. And I guess like it was kind of a downfall in life for me at that point because I was being lustful every single day. I was doing shit that I told myself I would never do, talking to certain people that I should have never have, shit like that, where there's nothing but regret in my system, but I can't change it no more. You know, you can ask you can ask for forgiveness for those people, but if they never forgive you, it sucks. But the only forgiveness you should ever chase is God. Oh, uh, okay. Yeah, 1 million network achievement. Cool, but yeah, it sucks for the most part. But okay, that's not the point. Oh my god, that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to talk about friends. All right, how how depending what you do, friendship will change. Let me grab the old cocaine. Well, not can't say that, but I don't really care. But depending on what you do, your friendship status might change. If you start hanging out with certain people, people might look at you different. If you stop joining a Discord call, people will hate you. Well, not really hate you, but they will disregard you. They will say that, oh, you're shitty, oh, you're this and that, and start talking shit about you, which happened recently to me. But they knew that I was going through stuff in my life. They knew about my dad. They knew that they could tell that my mental health is deteriorating every single day. And it was they wouldn't really check up on me. They were kind of like you be alright, bro. Type of thing. Average men shit. I didn't mind it. I don't really care. I don't expect anybody to check up on me, nor do I really need it. But it's more like it it's gonna get to me at some point. It's like it I guess, maybe I'm just tender, but tender means, if you don't know, is sensitive. But a lot of the emotions that I was dealing with in my head, it got to me. And then, you know, when I was in the Discord call with them and I kind of went and started doing shit around the house because my mom kept calling me. I come back, I sit down trying to, take a deep breath, and I hear the two two people just kind of like making fun of the way I sound or act. I was like, like I'll randomly sigh, I guess. I didn't even know I'd do that, but they were kind of making fun of me for the most part, kind of like just like pretty much making fun of the fact that I most likely have quote unquote depression. I don't believe in self diagnosis, so I would say stuff like that. So I'll say quote unquote whenever it's something that needs to be diagnosed because I don't believe in self diagnosis. So um in that kind of standpoint, it sucked because it's more like it was disappointing to see that my friends, my two friends, secretly thought about me that way, where they kind of just like made fun of the way I would act, and it didn't really make me sad. It just made me like disappointed in them. So I just departed from them. I stopped talking to them, and and then after that, I had to go find something else. I got into this thing that I'm trying to do now, and honestly, bro, I it's the most like engaged I felt in my life in so long. Where it's hard. The thing that I'm trying to do now is super hard, and I like it. That's the thing. I pause. I like it when it's hard. Pause. Like I like the fact that it's difficult and it's a skill that you have to learn, and it could take years, but I want to be the one who can do it in months, because it just gives me a drive, and it's kind of a purpose, but gives me more of a it gives me more what I've been looking for, you know? And it's not something I don't feel forced on because it was my choice. And then those current people that I'm hanging with, talking to every single day, they want the same thing. One of them has been doing it and they're making so much money. And that just feels, I don't want to count awful, but that just feels like it's worth it. It just makes it feel like there's more to it than what I want per se. It 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 makes it feel the feeling of failure can be conquered. Kind of best way to put it, but it it kind of just like helps me think. And with these people, I don't have to worry about it because I'm myself with them. You know, like I knew I knew two of them since elementary. The other one is just a cool ass motherfucker I met in high school. And when I think about and compare the the two friend groups that I was in, it's an entirely different type of friend group where there's no drama. There's no like constant drama over something. Well, not I hate the word drama. Like I hate the word beef and drama because it's not what it is. There's nothing going on. There's no arguments. Nobody's being tender, you know? And it feels like an actual good friendship that doesn't rely on money or whatever bullshit that people call it. Like where the friend group feels like a friend group and we want to be better. And I'm on every single day trying to learn every single day, going over stuff. And yeah, the I guess the entire point is that sometimes certain friend groups are just not gonna work. And I should know that because I've been in so many. I used to I used to smoke every single day for 3 years straight of my life. And at one point there was me drinking every single day for like 3 months of my life. But then as soon as my father died and I became the man of that, I dropped all of it. And even then I wasn't smoking or drinking as well. I wasn't smoking as much even then. And drinking, I was already kind of like stirring away because I was enjoying it too much. That was my main problem. I was enjoying drinking too much. And at that point I knew it was an addiction. Like like I'm talking about I was 24 shots and I finally got fucked up. Like and which is a bad thing, you know? It's not really something you should it's not really something you should do, you know? Like me, I'm more of a ever since I stopped smoking, I kind of every single time I smoke, I get depressed, right? Which is not a it's not good. And now I tell people to not do it, but then I still vape, which is the same thing. It was like, no, smoking weed is better. How are you gonna stop smoking weed and blah blah blah? Because I can, you know, like it didn't. Smoking weed made me feel really bad about myself, so I stopped. The reason why I vape is because I have so much urges, and it's just an excuse. Like I'm gonna be honest, that it is an excuse for myself to keep on having something to do, something to smoke. It's an excuse. I have it in my lap right now as we speak. All right. It's a bad habit I need to cut, but it's so hard to cut when you went from being a quote unquote druggie, a drinker, all of this to pretty much cold turkey and you have nothing to just distract you other than like working out. But that dopamine doesn't even last more than like 2 hours less. So now you're just constantly thinking about something, something, something. And it's we're kind of in a world where we're trying to receive dopamine every 2 seconds in general with shorts, YouTube shorts and all of this, right? And it fucks up, you know? It fucks. How the fuck did I get it? Yo. I don't even know how I got into this topic, right? Um but yeah, friend groups will change. Your friends will change and certain people in certain friend groups sometimes they will stick with you. Even after you stop hanging out with them, you know, where I know for a fact where one of my friends, I was working with him, but then when I just disappeared, I feel bad, but I kind of like, just like how I was getting fucked over, I kind of fucked him over and hurt people some points, a lot of the times. So kind of fucked him up a little bit. Sorry about that. But he ended up getting it handled, you know. He wasn't really tweaking about it, but when I talked to him, I told him what I'm trying to do. He went like, good shit. Like Those are the people who, even though you will stop hanging out with, stop talking, those are the people who you still want to keep in contact because they don't let those type of things judge their judgment on you. But then you'll have a friend who claim to be, all higher knowledge, higher power, all of this shit. But then as soon as you stop talking to them, you're weird. They want to talk shit behind your back. And in some points, they were already doing that before. And it's just so weird to think about how certain people just act, even though they claim to be better than how they're acting, when they're really not. And they pretty much kind of like fooled you into believing that. And I'm not even trying to like call somebody out. I'm not calling nobody out. I'm just saying this is how friendships and life goes on a lot of the time. And which is fucking insane. It should never be like this, you know? Should never like maybe I'm just different, you know? Maybe I just believe that it should never be a standpoint where it feels like you're forced to be different, you know? Maybe I'm just crazy, but maybe that's what friendships are, you know? But, at the end of the day, there will still be some people who will hate on you, even when you're closer with them. Because either you have something that they don't have, or they just, sometimes they envy you in some points, or sometimes they want to see you do better, but the way they express it doesn't make you be better. If not, it should makes you feel shittier and not want to do it anymore. And I guess that's just difference in personality, you know. Hey Molly, what you got? A bands? Thank you. But yeah, there's just different points in life or different mindset, different love shown towards people. Like, especially love, man. I uh, I can don't even get me started on my love life, man. Very weird. Kind of like I should have seen it, but I'm at the point now where this girl that I'm with right now is gonna be the last one if it doesn't work out for a while. But it better works out. I'm paying for a gym membership, so she don't have an option, right? But yeah, I feel like this one will work, but we just need to communicate. I need to talk to her about that. We need to communicate more because now it's just the honeymoon phase ended months ago. We've been together for 7 months. We were talking for 3. Almost a year. I've knew her since freshman year, but it's more like a since the relationship started, me and her kind of like we're super close. And we're always been close. Like whenever we're on the phone, we're close. But then now she's starting to act different on the phone. But then as soon as you already made a band G, there you go. But whenever we're on the phone, she's kind of acting different. But whenever we're in person, she acts better. I think it's just on the point where on the phone she just gets tired, and I'm like against not drama but confrontation. I don't like confrontation. I find it a waste of time. But yeah, why am I talking about love? Why am I like this entire thing was about friendship. I'm sorry, I really suck at this, but um yeah, I guess that's it. Maybe I'll make another video about love in general. Maybe might just spam out a couple videos right now. My mind is kind of flowing. I guess how much is ended here. Um, you know, you guys have a good one. God bless. If you don't believe in God, hope you have an amazing day. Um, you um, if you're seeing this video and you liked it, you don't have to subscribe. I don't really care. This is more like my journal. Hopefully, it helps some people to know that they're not alone, even though we feel like we're alone every single day, where nobody understands. But yeah, guys have a good one. Bye bye.